This is Robin with Horror Pop After Midnight. I'm over here at the HorrorHound Film Festival, and I saw the world premiere movie of Bystanders. And before I get into asking you questions, this movie really hit me really hard too, because my niece was gang raped a couple years ago. So when I was watching that, it really made me emotional too, because of what happened to my niece. Sorry I had to say that before we get into the question, but yeah.
Was it 1 out of 4?
Huh?
1 out of 4, 1 out of 5?
Yeah, so it like really traumatized her. So when I was watching it, it brought back some old wounds too. You know, I wanted to kill those young kids, but you know. But anyways, let's talk about Bystanders, MaryBeth. This is about trauma that happened to you as well. And how hard was it for you to come up with it, write it, and finally bring it out?
So I did not write this, actually. Jamie Alvey wrote this.
Okay.
But I was very much in the production kind of informed by my experience, and it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. You know, I knew that it was going to be difficult, kind of confronting a lot of things that have gone through my past, but I don't think I really realized how hard that was going to be, but I'm really glad I did, because I think that this is the kind of movie we need nowadays. I think there are not enough films that are trying to tackle this kind of subject from this kind of perspective, and I think that if just one person can see this and feel seen, heard, felt something, then that's all that really matters to me, and that makes all of this worth it, and makes putting, you know, a lot of my wounds on the line worth it.
So was Brandi your ideal to play Abby?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we first got talking to Jeff about casting, he said, I have the perfect person. And I actually had seen Brandi before in a movie called Bag of Lies for Dread, where I work, and I was like, oh my God, I know she can act her ass off. Like, I know she'll be incredible. And, you know, we spoke with her and had, like, you know, a really honest conversation about, like, what is this? Like, what are your intentions? Which is a very valid question. I mean, in so many of these movies, people make them with the intention of just making a spectacle, and, you know, here it was all about building that trust, and immediately we had that trust together and just jumped right in, and it was just a match made in heaven.
So Brandi, when you read the script, what decided you to do Abby?
Honestly, reading the script was powerful for me, but it was actually speaking to MaryBeth and Jamie that sold me on it, because as MaryBeth said, I was like, well, what are your intentions? How are you going to shoot this, especially the more sensitive scenes? I wanted to know, how are you going to show this? Because that to me tells me what story this is. And when they told me, oh, we don't really want to show anything because this is from the perspective of Abby and the other girls, I was sold in that moment, because that perspective to me is what we're lacking, and that story is important to tell.
I love in the film how you guys didn't exploit none of the actors in the films. You know, you just made it like real easy and all that. For you, Brandi, the scene where you were like waking up with all fuzzy from, you know, from the sex drug and, you know, like being raped. How hard and emotional was that for you to do that scene?
That was a very intimate, powerful scene, and I really appreciated MaryBeth and the others for making that a closed set. And that was also, I think, my first scene that I shot.
It was.
Oh my God, it was. I
So
forgot.
I was still delving into the character, and that was the first thing I did, and they really respected my privacy and my process to get comfortable in the character, especially in such an intimate scene. So the way that they handled it was important to me, and I felt comfortable enough to let go and sit in these feelings and emotions because of the way they allowed me to. So I felt safe.
Yeah, your role was pretty powerful and intimate at the same time. You did a good job, because I felt it through you, just like seeing through your eyes what you were going on, and I loved how you finally started being from the desperate to very powerful, and I just loved your attitude, how you were just getting ready to take some revenge, man.
Well, I actually feel that Brandi, Abby, the character that Brandi played, was the lead. But you could have had 3 different leads in this film,
Yes.
but I think Brandi had more of a character arc than any other.
She did.
Gray and Claire were who they were, and they were the same as who they were at the beginning. We didn't even know who they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
But Brandi the role of Abby, she had quite a character arc, and that's why I'm especially proud of her. She deserves all the accolades that she gets for this one.
Absolutely.
Towards the end of the movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but the end where Abby, Brandi, how you had that diabolical, like evil, like Joker-like smile, man. That kept me on the edge of my seat. That kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Am I wrong? That was one take for her, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was one take. It took a couple of takes to get Gray's glasses with the flames in
Yeah,
it.
but the rest
yeah,
of that,
it was
all
one take for Brandi.
Yeah.
And I almost spoiled it right there.
Yeah. You did.
Oh yeah, don't you be spoiling it. I'll slap you.
Edit that out.
But I love the Ethan Hawke joke. That was so funny.
It was ad-lib. That was very much ad-lib. We joked about Garrett looking like Ethan Hawke, and then Cody, Bob Wilcox, who played Cody, ad-libbed that in there, and I had to keep it in there in the edit. I was like, it's too funny not to.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of those lines got to were kept in because they added to the kind of dark tone.
And to Mary Beth's credit, this was the first film that she ever directed, and she was a pro at it, but those little ad-libs that happened didn't affect her in any way. She welcomed her actors adjusting on the fly, as long as we stuck to the main script, which, we even cheated a little on that. But it takes a lot for a first-time director to allow the script to develop through the actors. And I think that Mary Beth did a great job with it, and that Jamie, as the writer who was right there on set as well, she let all this happen and she fostered it as well. But just a ton of credit to our director, because man, it was a joy watching you work every single day.
The one geek moment I had of the film was, in there was Hannah fucking Fierman.
I know. Hannah
Dude, when I
Fierman.
saw her, I mean, I was just like giggling like a little schoolboy. It's like,
Don't worry. I was also giggling when she was on set. It was very exciting for me. When
Yep.
Jeff told me that Hannah Fierman might be in the film, I giggled like a school kid because I was very excited. So
And Hannah joined us. She did it as a favor, and the favor that we had to return was I had to be in her movie.
Yeah.
I have an acting role coming up in her movie.
yeah, I heard
I'm no
about
good.
she was.
Oh no, I'm no good.
Yeah, I heard about she was coming up with a movie. Brandi, what was it like to be on screen with Hannah?
Hannah is such a pro. I mean, I was fortunate enough to even meet Hannah, let alone be involved in a scene with her. Like, what else can you say but a seasoned, talented, kind talent? Her and Chaney, they both just they came in, knocked it out, and got out. And you
It
can't
was amazing.
do anything but respect that.
And those two are both such pros that they really didn't need any rehearsal time.
Yeah.
They jumped into it together. I'm pretty sure they were calling each other prior to showing up to go over lines.
okay.
They're just pros like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Mary Beth, since you've done a lot of producing and you directing, do you see you doing some more directorial debuts or like writing a script of your own?
I think so. I hope so. Yeah, I got the bug. I got the directing bug, I think. So there's some ideas and thoughts and things floating around in here. So we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping. I think.
And another thing at the HorrorHound Film Festival, you guys got nominated for some awards too.
Yeah, we did. We got nominated for
11
11
awards. Wow, that's amazing.
We still don't know how we're going to do in those award ceremonies, but we'll find out.
tomorrow morning.
And Robin, if you have any fans out there that have like a found footage script, she loves found footage and she would be perfect to direct.
Oh, you're a big found footage
Loves it.
kind of gal.
Oh, absolutely. Very big. I have a Blair Witch Project tattoo. Yes, we're big found footage. That's hopefully the next kind of movie I'm hoping to make.
All right, one fun question. I always ask this to my guests. Okay, if all three of you are in a horror film, one was the killer, one was the instigator, and one who's going to die first, who would that be between
My
the three?
first killer instigator.
Damn. Wow. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's my opinion at least. But what about, do you?
No, I like that.
Do you concur?
I like that.
I guess.
You're small.
I am small.
You're small, and we're big.
Well,
We're much taller than you. We can take you.
I'm big.
But did you notice that I was instigating?
Yes. Oh no, I knew. Exactly. It's
Well,
Hey.
killer.
Brandi would be a good final girl, man. Size don't mean nothing.
yes. Oh yes, she is.
So, where can everybody find you on social media and all that, and also, find out where Bystanders at? And is it also going to get a distributor and
Yes.
come on physical media?
Yeah, so it's going to be coming out from Epic Pictures Group. Their horror label Dread. It's going to be coming out soon. We don't have a date announced yet, but just keep an eye on Dread Presents and Epic Pictures social media for any updates about the release date for Bystanders.
And on Twitter, MB McAndrews, Jeff from Ohio.
Brandi Botkin on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter.
Good.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.